Hello everybody, today I'm going to be taking a look at Marvel's Crisis Protocol from Atomic Mass Games. It is the Punisher and the Taskmaster. Okay, so taking a look at the Taskmaster and Punisher set for Atomic Mass Games Marvel Crisis Protocol. We have the history of the two characters on the back. People unfamiliar with Taskmaster soon will be. I believe he's in one of the upcoming Marvel films. Possibly even Spider-Man Home and Away, or whatever it's called. Anyway, this contains the Punisher, Taskmaster, 2 bases, character stat cards, 3 tactic, and 10 tokens. So let's take a look. So as always, we have the read this first assembly instruction. So Taskmaster gets a whole page to himself. He doesn't look particularly problematic to build. Yeah, fairly standard. Legs, arms, torso, accoutrement. Frank is more or less the same, but a little more subdued. So that's quite nice. We get 4 bases, so you have a choice with your scenic bases. And then 2 sprues. So the first sprue for Frank. Small sprue, easily done. Bag of weapons to stand on. Massive gun, plus extra guns. And walkie-talkie and probably mace, or police scanner and probably mace. Pistol. Good detail. Not over the top. That is, after all, a t-shirt print and not a massive gouged out skull on his chest, so enough detail there to make it easy to paint. Nice detail on the face as well. Taskmaster, slightly larger sprue, plus his hand that escaped. Mostly down to the fact he has this flowing cape. Has his sword and shield. Not vibranium. That skull mask with the cowl on. Again, lovely level of detail. And should not be particularly difficult to build. They seem to have got their eye in for the actual assembly now. So, taking a look at the card components, we have our tokens and our cards. So we have unaffiliated, heavy ordnance, which is an explosive barrage, and any character can spend 2 power during their activation to play this card using the attack listed above. Before damage is dealt, other enemy characters within 2 range of the target will suffer 1 damage as well. So, handy. Blood red and personal. Unaffiliated. An allied Punisher may spend 4 power to play this card. Each time an enemy character is KO'd this round, they gain 1 VP. Need to time that one well, but it could be a big boost in your victory points. And then extreme conditioning. Again, unaffiliated. When the character begins a move during its activation, it can spend 2. If the character advances, it can use the long movement tool during this movement. That can be very powerful, because there's some very powerful characters who can only move short to restrict them. And if all of a sudden they come barreling at you at long, that will be clean underwear time. The Punisher stat card. Frank Castle, bit of a bruiser. No more second chances, so discard 3 punishment tokens. And during the next attack made by this character, add 1 die to its roll for each punishment token that was discarded. It can only be used once per turn. So that's interesting. whenever another allied character is dazed or KO'd by an enemy effect, this character gains a punishment token. They can only have a maximum of 3, so that's always on. So yes, that's fairly good, but the only way you're getting it is by starting to lose or suffer dazed results with your team. So hopefully it's a bit of a swinger. You know, when you start to take the damage and your team's falling behind, then that's when Frank really comes into his own and gets a chance to just start kicking ass. Tony, obviously, again, another bruiser. Taskmaster's special ability is to memorize or learn what people are doing. So he has 3 always on passive abilities. If an enemy character targets him with an attack and has already targeted this character with an attack this turn, you add 2 to your defense roll. So you learn what they're doing. Martial artist, this character is defending against a melee or a physical or a ranged attack. Targeting it from within 2, you add blanks to your defense as successes. And a rogue agent, one character with rogue agent counts as an affiliated character during squad building, so that's very handy. Don't have to make them all up. You can sneak them in. Obviously they also have their battered sides. I think if you get Frank to this position, that will really annoy him. But let's take a look and see how they are built. So we are back with the built models. And here we have the Punisher first. Everybody's favourite action hero. I like to imagine that that is a remote for a bomb, that somebody's just about to get it in the side of the head. Really nice. Classic pose for Frank. 1 foot on top of a kit bag, presumably filled with a lot more weaponry, because that is his nature. The skull is there, should be easy enough to get paint onto it without it being so massively over the top. And he's just got that look of sheer contempt of all of the people around him not doing their jobs correctly and letting villains away with it. All he needs is a mob boss and a polar bear to feed her to. But yeah, really nice. Classic styling, never goes out of fashion. The Taskmaster. Bit more dynamic a pose with his sword and shield. Shield is separate. I couldn't work out if it made a blind bit of difference what way the shield was glued on. It looks like it doesn't, so I just went ahead and glued it on. I think if that was rotated 180 degrees, it would still be similar. But I kept it that way up because it looks more like a T in that direction. Anyway, nice model, very easy to go together. You do need to line up the arms first before the cloak goes on, because they form the top of the, I suppose, join for the cloak. And there's not a huge glue area on those. They're kind of reinforced by the cloak being on top of them. So you want them on there, and then you want to get the cloak on as quickly as possible so you still have a chance to move things while the moving is good. But nice figure, dashing forward, coming right at you with what he's learned from all of your muscular movements. And of course, a spectacular set of boots. Very piratical. So yeah, there we have the Taskmaster and the Punisher. So there you have it, 2 great characters to use in your games of MCP. Obviously, depending on your flavour of the month, where they fit in, they could be good, could be evil. Certainly the Punisher borderline in most cases as to whether or not he is actually a hero, because his kill count is massive. But terrific sculpts and interesting rules-wise as well. Let me know what you think of them below, and will you be dropping them into your games? I'm going to move on. Bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.